Okay, guys, here we go. We're gonna wrap up the rest of week one, and then we'll go on and do week two next week. Yeah, this is my first attempt at doing any kind of thing for the NFL. I think I want to start a new channel. I have a channel, YouTube channel, but it's mostly used for other garbage music, usually. But yeah, on Monday night I didn't get a chance to watch any of the games. The only thing I can do is see the scores, listen to a little bit of the talk radio today, and I kind of made, I kind of bridged together what kind of happened. I ended up watching listening to the Cubs game when we almost had the no hitter there, but didn't happen at the top of the ninth or the bottom of the ninth, unfortunately. But anyway, it's kind of the season we're having here with the Cubs. So the Pittsburgh at Washington game, the line started at 3, ended up being at 3. I personally picked Pittsburgh to win and to cover those 3 points. They easily did it. Washington, or Brown actually, had a few catches early on. From there, I think they just kind of like ran the ball around out the clock. 38-16, Washington. That's pretty mediocre at best. I mean, Pittsburgh is a contending team in my opinion. 16 points from Washington. With they had a little bit of a controversy, I guess, the quarterback. But yeah, I mean, Cousins is supposed to be a big guy, but I didn't really see, like I said, I didn't see any games. But 16 points, Cousins didn't really. I think the only touchdown that they had was a 1-yard drive, so it wasn't even a throwing touchdown. Doesn't mean it didn't drive with Cousins. I didn't see his stats, but doesn't show me a lot for Washington. The LA San Francisco game, the biggest highlight of that game, from what I gather from listening to the talk radio that I listened to this morning/afternoon, is we had a streak around the field. It's the most exciting thing about that game. LA, new team, but they still suck. The latest headline that I saw from these guys, the Rams, number 1 pick, and he's riding bench, and he's supposed to be, I think Fisher officially put out there that starting quarterback for week 2 is going to be Casey Kasem again. But yeah, I mean, LA, let's just start with the line here. San Francisco versus LA. San Francisco, they've got their own drama going on with kneeling and guys not pledging allegiance and blah blah blah. They're at San Francisco. I mean, if I remember correctly, San Francisco got whooped. Or home opener. I don't know if it was this year, 2 years ago or last year. But the Bears, a mediocre Bears team, went in there, opening up that Levi Stadium, and they got handed to by the Bears at that time. Right here, they're at home, San Francisco. They actually come around and they whooped some ass. They whooped a heavy-duty ass. 28 points. I heard that they made San Francisco's defense, which is banged up supposedly, and looked like the 85 Bears, and they really did make that team look. They made San Francisco look pretty good. I mean, who knows how good a Carlos Hyde is, but from what I saw from the stats that I looked at, Carlos Hyde was just tearing it up. I mean, he had a number of touchdowns. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see these 2 games. But yeah, I mean, that's the wrap up. This is what I think. I mean, the biggest insight that I can see from week 1 is, okay, Pittsburgh is a contender. Okay, LA is looking very terrible. San Francisco looks pretty decent. Arizona, I have them in the Super Bowl. They looked they lost to a New England that has nobody out there. I don't know if that's a testament to New England, next man up, and great coaching, and it's just a system, sort of like a college system, or if that's because Arizona is just not the team that I think they are, or that we think they are. That's one of the biggest takeaways that I have for this week. Detroit pulled out a nice win. That was very exciting. That was another game that was down to the wire. I'm not a big Detroit fan because I'm from Chicago, and I praise the Bears. But Detroit looks awesome. I think I already covered this in some of the earlier videos that I did for week 1. Detroit wins, they look okay. Green Bay wins, obviously. They didn't look as down against a Jacksonville team that actually is looking pretty decent. I think they will contend in their division. Chicago lost to Houston. They had a good chance of winning it, didn't do it at the end. They need some help. And that's Minnesota. I mean, the defense looks pretty good. They had some defensive stops against the Tennessee team, which you would expect.